fingers down in the clubhouse for San Diego. Although this series doesn't mean much in terms of wins and losses, they are only one game apart. They're both 24 games out of first, so in many ways their seasons have mirrored one another, even though the Cubs, as we've already documented, have that incredible payroll 3 times the San Diego Padres. So where do we go? How about pitching again? Isn't that the common theme?
Yeah, it's Matt Latos, tonight's starter. He's a guy that early in the season, really kind of struggled. Got off to a slow start, but the thing I think the Padres fans would like to see is that natural progression of getting better as the season has gone along. And he's a guy that, no question, has gotten better as the season's gone along. He's really gotten command of his stuff, and he's coming down the stretch pitching his best baseball of the season.
We know that Matt Latos has the talent, and these numbers prove that. But I think there's something else that gives Matt Latos an advantage. Not only his talent, but having leaders like Bud Black, Darren Balsley, and Aaron Harang. Remember the other night we saw Aaron Harang talking to Matt Latos after that start? What an influence. Matt is very coachable. Darren Balsley says, boy, I really got to stay on him in his bullpen sessions. He's one of those guys where you have to keep on him, right? And I think he's going to get better and better. His stuff is there. I think now the maturity of Matt Latos between the ears is going to skyrocket him to one of the better pitchers in the National League.
Well, you see that stuff. He's 8-14. Very easily could be 14-8. He's in the top 10 National League in strikeouts. He's in the top 10 in batting average against. I mean, he has the kind of stuff. He's not much older than some of your kids at San Diego State. He's 23.
You're right. And to solve this problem, he isn't the only pitcher. Score some runs. If you score some runs, give these guys something to work with, I think every starter on the Padres staff record would look a whole lot better than it does. All
right, let's look at tonight's starting pitching matchup. Opposing Matt Latos is Casey Coleman, trying to square away a disappointing record of 3-8 with a very high ERA. And Latos seeks his 9th win of the year and his 31st and final start of this season. And our pitching matchup is brought to you by Discount Tire, where America saves on tires. San Diego County Cadillac dealer, his profile. Stop in tonight for an attractive lease or purchase offer. His record totally misleading. When you don't get runs, you don't win games, but his ERA is solid. He's been at his peak performance, the latter half of the season. .238 batting average, ranks 10th in the entire National League. And his strikeouts per inning at about 8.5 per 9 innings is also in the top 10. And you saw the example of his dominating stuff in that Colorado game where he came within an out of his first complete game of the season. He'll face a lineup with some youth in it for the Cubs. Mike Quade has said this is his kids' core lineup. There are a couple of men that have started throughout the season, Barney, Castro, and Pena, but some new names to consider. Tony Campana being one of them, the center fielder leading off. He's a speedster. He's got 23 steals in a half season with the big club. And the last 2 years prior to this, 66 and 48 stolen bases. So, man, if you can get on base, can do some damage. It's a strike, 1-1.
Yeah, you talk about a guy who's got some serious speed, as you mentioned, Dick. His objective is to hit that ball on the ground. Routine grounders are going to be bang bang at first base.
And look how the corner infielders are playing. Headley and Guzman in on the grass. There's that breaking ball. So with 2 strikes, Headley can back up 5-6 steps, and Guzman the same at first base.
You can see here with Campana, he's got that leadoff hitter's mentality, choking up on that bat, trying to be sure, trying to put something on the ground. Making Latos work a little bit.
He's 25 years of age, Campana, only 5'8", 165. Played college ball at both UNC Asheville and then graduated from Cincinnati. And he works the count full. 93 on that fastball inside.
Talking to some people from the Cubs, they said that Campana, I'm kind of anxious to watch him run. They said he's the fastest guy in the National League.
Oh, wow. Saw a fast one. Yeah. Well, let's see. He's going to be a test for Hudson, and he just does get it there in time. Yeah, Campana running like a sprinter trying to hit that tape under 9-3. Our lineup tonight for Chicago brought to you by the Prize Patrol, presented by Jerome's Furniture. Text winning 269-411 to enter. Campana, Barney, the former Oregon State Beaver, Castro having a sensational year. What a talent he is at 21. Pena, LaHare, Clevenger, then LeMahieu, Colvin, and Coleman, the pitcher. Mike Quade, he waiting for some support to continue his managerial life in the Chicago dugout as Jim Hendry fired the general manager a month ago, leaving his status somewhat uncertain in that Hendry hired him last year because, remember, he was the interim manager, and Lou Piniella had left with a month and a half to go and did a terrific job.
Yep.
Barney, a 278 hitter. One ball and 2 strikes. Like the man who preceded him in the lineup, Campana, 25. And a 278, solid enough. Spray hitter. Can turn the double play. He and Castro have formed a good middle of the infield combo. He went around, strike 3. Here's the Padres defense tonight behind Latos. Around the horn, Headley, Bartlett, Hudson, and Guzman. Venable in left, Maben in center, Hermida in right field. A lot of H's in the lineup tonight. Headley, Hudson, Hermida, Hundley. Latos on the mound.
We got the 4-H club out there, Professor.
Yes, we do.
We've touched on that before.
Castro, at age 21, leads the league in hits. And he's considerably ahead, a dozen hits away from Matt Kemp. 203 hits for this young guy who won't be 22 until next March.
Double.
Yeah, this is another one of these exciting young players here in the National League.
His batting average of 307, 6th best in the league. He's got a little sock too. He's got 10 home runs.
I like his build for a shortstop. tall, stringy, you know. You get to some baseballs, those long arms, you get some pop in that swing.
He's going to get bigger, too.
Oh, yeah.
Fouls that out of play.
Look at that swing from a shortstop. I love that.
Pretty smart, too. He worked the count at 2-0. Looking for something that he could drive. Got a fastball, pretty good swing on it, fouled it off. 200 hits at 21 years old. That's
and he's reached base, Tony, 37 consecutive games. Foul, watch out.
You don't see that very often from a young hitter. Watching him take batting practice today, and there's no question he's got a game plan. In the first round, he didn't hit a ball on the full side of second base. He hit everything from right center over to the right field line and worked his way around. And late in BP, he muscled up a little bit and drove some balls into the second deck.
Fly ball center field. That's going to be caught by Maven. Got a late break, but Spider-Man comes up with a catch. And the Cubs are gone in order in the first inning. The Padres will send up Venable, Bartlett, and Guzman in their half of the first. .308 and .664 are not good marks for this right-hander, but he's changed his position on the pitching rubber and had his best outing the last time out against Milwaukee. Went 6 innings, allowed only 1 run. Couple of hits and struck out 8, his season high. Venable slices that one foul.
Well, we had a good look at that toe in contact with the first base side of the rubber. Casey also made a change with his step. He steps in front first and then goes in almost like the stretch position. But that angle there from the first base side against lefties gives you an angle down and away. Oh, look out.
Line drive and a barrel of the bat goes right out to the mound. Then with the right-handed hitters, he moves over to the third base side corner of the rubber.
So watch the easy step in front. And now it's just the stretch position, right? So it's a case of less is more. You don't have to worry about your mechanics. Keeps it simple. And Dick, like you mentioned, first base side, the lefties, is coming right at the hip pocket.
Yeah.
Right-handed hitters, other side, coming at the hip pocket.
Inside, and it's 2-2 to Venable, who starts tonight at 2:49. Bartlett and then Guzman to follow here in the bottom of the first inning.
And it might not seem like a big difference, but Tony, from a hitter's perspective, that would be a difference, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
They ruck him out on a foul tip. 1 away. Padres starting lineup for Bud Black, brought to you by Evans Tire and Service Centers, home of the free alignment. Bartlett, Guzman, Nick Hundley batting cleanup tonight. hitting .375 since coming off the DL. Then Maben, Headley, Hudson bats 7th, Hermida 8th. Well, this is a new lineup. We haven't seen it quite in this order for Bud Black. So Jeremy Hermida batting 8th and Latos 9th. Bartlett, 136 hits to lead San Diego. Now just think about that. Castro has 203 for the Cubs. The Padre leader has 136. As he's over to the right side of the rubber.
You don't see a pitcher very often change depending on what batter's hitting.
The one thing I'm going to keep an eye on is a little wear and tear happens to that landing area on the mound. Is his foot going to land in the same area, or is he going to adjust? And is that landing, see where the dark spot is? That was for the first hitter. Look at the second area. It's just to the right of it. So you would think that maybe the straight line, you would think either side there's going to be one landing spot. No, he's landing differently as well. See the dark spot? That was Will Venable. Jason Bartlett is there, the right-handed hitter.
Ooh, that just missed. And the count goes full to Bartlett.
For a left-hand hitter, when he's on the first base side of the rubber, you're always conscious of the ball inside, and now he's over on the third base side.
Ground ball into the hole. Castro backhands. He's got a gun and throws him out. Now he's the complete package, this 21-year-old from the Dominican Republic. Here's the Cubs defense in the outfield. Laher, Campana, and Colvin. LeMahieu at third, Castro at short, Barney the second baseman, and veteran Pena at first. Clevenger, a converted shortstop behind the plate, and Coleman on the mound. 2 gone. Jesus Guzman, top average at .309. Cubs tonight, tomorrow night, 6:30 for our Honda Dealers pregame show, then 5 o'clock and the finale on Wednesday. Good breaking ball. That throws Guzman 0-2.
It kind of floated up there, that breaking ball. That was the slider from Casey Coleman. He throws a fastball, change, slider, and a curve. And once again, one of those pitchers where the main off-speed pitch to the lefties is that changeup.
Fly ball to right field. Colvin toward the line to make the play. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Casey Coleman. After 1 at Petco, no score. Congratulations to Jeff Hollenbeck, season ticket holder for the last 4 years. He's won a party for 24 in the picnic terrace at Petco Park next year. Not too late for you to place your 2012 deposit. Be entered to win for the gifts that will be given away tomorrow and Wednesday night. Call the Padres 619-795-5555.
I just became Jeff Hollenbeck's best friend. I want in on that.
Carlos Pena, the first baseman, steps in. Pena, an unusual season. Here's a man that's hitting only .228, but he's walked 99 times. I mean, to get that many walks when you don't have that high a batting average is rare. And of course, that's respecting his power, the 28 home runs. In fact, the only other in history to hit as low as .228 and walk 99 times, your old pal, the Hawk, Ken Harrelson, with Boston and Cleveland back in 1969. Now the announcer with the Chicago White Sox. And he also strikes out a lot, 158 times. That's fifth most in the league. See where Drew Stubbs has struck out over 200 times.
I'd like to see a race between Drew Stubbs and Tony Campana. That'd be a heck of a race, huh?
Yeah, he might challenge him. A little longer leg. He might not get out of the batter's box as quickly, but that last and then Maben, when he's healthy, you know, that last 30 feet for Maben. 2-2 to Pena. LaHare and then Clevenger to follow for Chicago. Goes to the slider and misses. Full count.
Had him 0-2. Trying to put him away.
Got him looking. Second strikeout for Latos. So no 100th walk for Carlos Pena.
Challenges him with a fastball. He go. As Hawk would say, grab some bench.
He kind of roots for the Chi Sox, doesn't he, a little bit?
Well, you know the story. You know the story behind that. When he was hired by Jerry Reinsdorf, Reinsdorf told him, "I want you to be the biggest homer," and Kenton Harrelson said, "You know what? I will be the biggest homer and then some for you."
Brian LaHare steps in. He's 28 from St. Petersburg, Florida College. Brief time with the Cubs, hitting .327 with some power. 2 home runs, and he led the minor leagues in home runs this year. 1-1. Well, Chicago has always been a town where you root for your home team. You're not trying to call it as if it's a network telecast or broadcast. Harry Carey personified that as well. High deep drive to center field. Is the park going to hold this one? Maben looking, makes the catch at the top of the wall. That one's dancing out in the street in Chicago.
Sitting up here, I was just watching Cameron Maben, and he looked right from the beginning like he had a bead on it. And he just needed to know where he was in the ballpark, and he gets back to the wall and makes a nice play.
A couple more feet, and LaHare is rounding the bases with his 3rd home run. Steve Clevenger. This is his major league debut. Young catcher. They converted to spot behind the plate. He was a shortstop when he was drafted. Southeastern Louisiana University. Imagine his heart's beating a little bit. Try to act cool, though.
You try to, yeah. Try to keep your composure and act like you've been here before.
1-1. Chopped by the mound. Bartlett charges. Throws him out. 6 up, 6 down for Matt Latos. Padres will have the middle 3 in their order. Hundley, Maben, and Headley to bat in the bottom of the 2nd. receive a free download card that features today's hottest songs, plus an opportunity to win a free Android smartphone. Visit Padres.com tonight for your tickets. Casey Coleman goes to work against Nick Hundley, batting .292.
You can also see where Casey Coleman he tries to work in a little deception as well. Kind of spins, shows a little name and number.
Changes his arm angle.
Doesn't really give a good full arm swing, so a little deception there possibly. But he'll throw from different arm angles.
Pours that one in at 1-2. Had 8 starts as a rookie last year, was 4-2. Been up and down with Iowa this year, was 5-2 with the top farm club with the Cubs. Swings that breaking ball outside. It's 2-2. Coleman's been better on the road than at home. He's 5-5 on the road with a decent ERA, 4.43. But at Wrigley Field, he's been hit pretty hard. 2-5, 7.29 ERA. Another slider outside, full count. Ground ball chopped to third. LeMahieu throws him out. 4 up, 4 down for Coleman. That brings up Cameron Maben. His average slipping down to .261. Leads the club in home runs with 9. 38 RBIs, 38 steals.
I think having the year like Cameron Maben has had and a full season being the center field, I think that's going to do wonders for him this offseason. What to expect for next year. I mean, what a great addition to this club. Not having to worry or look over his shoulder, who's going to take my job.
For the first time.
Yep.
Coleman jumps in front, 2 strikes. Got to work on the strikeouts, so bring that total down.
I think the more you play, that kind of naturally happens. You're still trying to figure out guys and what they're trying to do and how they're trying to pitch in. You get to the end of the year, when the season ends, you look back and you kind of ask yourself, okay, what do I need to do to get better? With him, it's cutting down on his strikeouts. He's shown us that he can get on base and make things happen, steal bases. He's been a real good defender. I just think offensively, you grow up a little bit and you kind of figure it out.
Sliced into foul territory down in the Cubs bullpen area. That'll get back into the crowd.
Tony, do you think there are cases where if hitters want to cut down on their strikeouts, they have a tendency to be a little bit more aggressive earlier in the count? Because pitchers trying to get ahead.
Yep.
And there's absolutely nothing wrong with coming out of your shoes on that first pitch fastball for a strike.
Not at all. But when you don't get the result you're looking for, you don't make contact, you have to shorten up and put the ball in play. Especially for him, because not knowing as we move into the future if he's going to be a leadoff hitter, if he's going to be a guy in an RBI slot.
Full count now to Maben.
To me, the objective for him should be, how do I help this team win ball games? And we've seen when he gets on base, he can steal bases. He can really run them. He can go first to third.
Low, ball 4. A 1-out walk, and Maben represents the first base runner of the game.
Had him 0-2.
This is what he brings to the table right here. Because now he's a threat. You want to be a threat in the batter's box, but when they don't pitch to you and you do take the walk, now you want to be a threat on the bases too.
Chase Headley, 282 average, 288 average, pardon me. 44 RBIs ties him with Guzman for the club lead. Maben trying to pick his spots. He's stealing if he feels he's got the good jump.
Now that's a pretty good lead over at first base. I always judge a lead by that right angle where the grass starts to loop. You know, the cutout, as they call it. If you can get that front, oh, look out.
Got him. Quick move by Coleman. And he caught Maben in between strides leading off. Perfect throw by the Cubs pitcher.
He had it timed perfect. He did it. All his weight was on his right foot. Tough to stop, gather, and then get back to first base.
Count 1 strike on Headley.
One of the things you don't want to do as a base runner is, as you're taking your lead, get caught either too far, too spread out, or foot in the air. Now watch Cameron Maben as he starts to take his lead, puts it up, and as he's picking up that front foot, it's in the air. It's got to be on the ground in order for you to get back.
2-2 to Headley.
Here's one of those things Ricky Henderson always talked about. When he took his lead, there were always little short steps in the beginning. In case he gave you the quick move, you could get back.
Up high, and the count full to Headley. Even though he missed over 5 weeks of play, he still leads the club in walks. 51. Chop. Foul. Apparently hit his front foot. Chase still not 100% with that fractured pinky finger on the left hand. But he works Coleman for another walk. Back-to-back walks, but Maben picked off. That'll bring up Orlando Hudson. Line drive, that's going to fall in right center field. Gets by the right fielder. Headley had pulled up. Now he goes back to second base. With 2 outs, kind of surprised that Headley wasn't turning to second and on his way to third, but he checked up, and then even though the ball got by, right fielder Colvin unable to advance. So Hudson has the first hit of the game.
That's why you can't assume the fielder is going to come up with it. Kind of hits this ball off the end of the bat, and you see that ball ricochet. Campana backing up the play. Headley assumes that Colvin's there, is going to get it, slows down around second, and that hesitation is not going to allow you to get to third.
You know, in looking at that whole replay, Colvin was busting his tail to get to that ball. I mean, there's no doubt he was in a full sprint trying to get to that line drive 1 hopper, 2 hopper.
Well, the pickoff in this inning of Maben by Coleman has certainly been important because Padres would have a run otherwise. Here's Hermida, 9 for 35 as a Padre, a home run. 2 on, 2 out.
Ooh.
Off the facing that protective screen in front of the dugout of the Padres. Hard to believe that it took so long before they finally offered that kind of protection to the dugouts, because in your day they were wide open, weren't they?
Unfortunately, it took a couple of guys getting hit by line drives in there before we realized that we need to put a screen up in front of these dugouts.
1 and 2 to Hermida. Headley at second, Hudson at first.
I remember one year in spring training, I think it was in the old Scottsdale Stadium, Matt Keogh got a foul ball in the eye, I believe, when he was with Oakland.
Anthony Rizzo there. He'd have to react quickly with those arms draped. Over but low, 2-2. Talked to Rizzo at batting practice tonight. He's going to play at least a month of winter ball and work on that swing. He says, I know what I'm doing wrong. I just got to correct it. So. Line down the right field line, but he's out in front. That pulls foul.
Back changeups.
And he will throw that changeup at any time. The fastball at times will have a little cut action to the left-handed hitters. That's the ball that Hermida fouled over by the Padre dugout. It was a cutter in. This is a changeup down and in.
Hermida out in front of that.
Runners lead away, 2-2 again. Struck him out. 93 on that fastball. A little extra giddy up. No runs a hit. Padres leave 2. To the third, no score. Advantage of that bargain. And then Wednesday, shirts off your back promotion presented by Sequan Casino. As the Cubs and Padres wrap up the season, get your scratcher, $1 per scratcher at your next Padres home game tonight, tomorrow night. And hope that you'll come up a winner. All proceeds benefit the Padres Foundation. Visit Padres.com. You can get tickets on the internet. So all the men in uniform for San Diego take the shirt right off their back on Wednesday after the game. DJ LeMahieu leads it off against Matt Latos with Tyler Colvin and Casey Coleman to follow in the third inning. 14 hits and 55 at bats for this young right-handed hitter. Breaking ball fouled, and the count at 2 strikes.
This guy's got a pretty good frame. 6'4".
Yeah, he's
got those, long legs and arms, getting some, trying to create a lot of bat speed. I mean, this kid, like you mentioned, Dick, being young, turned a pro in 2009. So you talk about the fast track to the big leagues.
Played his college ball at LSU. Ground ball to Bartlett. Snaps that quick throw across. That's 7 straight retired by Latos.
You got down that line pretty good for a big guy too. So.
Brings up Tyler Colvin. What in the world's happened to young Tyler Colvin? He came up so promising last year and hit 20 home runs as a rookie. Remember, he got stabbed by the broken bat, punctured lung
in Florida.
Yeah, last 2 weeks of the season. This year he just can't find any base hits. 153 is average. Just 26.
He came up last year. He had can't miss written all over.
Yeah.
This goes to show you how tough it is at this level to consistently have success.
Ball and a strike. Base is empty here. Top of the third. 1 out.
I don't care how, slider. Yeah, I don't care how badly you are struggling. It's tough to hit that slider right there for any hitter.
We're talking about Coleman working on the first base side of the river against left-handed hitters. And Matt works from the first base side all the time.
Skips that one, a slider. So it's 2 and 2.
Back-to-back sliders, but got him set up for this 2-seam fastball right here. See if he sticks with the breaking ball.
Fastball right down the middle. That straightened him up. That was the two-seamer.
Did you see the movement on that? Good call, yeah.
Third strikeout for Latos. And here's the number 9 hitter, Casey Coleman.
Working on that first base side of the rubber. When you start that ball in off the plate, hitters give up on it. It just runs back over the heart of the plate. Good pitch by Latos.
Coleman hits from the left side. He takes a strike. He's 3 for 23 this year. They hung that slider, but 1 and 2.
He's setting them up nicely for a 4-seamer.
He can afford to hang one to the pitcher, the opposing pitcher.
Breaking ball.
Got him. Ball in the dirt. 4 strikeouts through 9 batters as Latos has gone through the Cubs order. 9 up, 9 down. No score, bottom of the third. Honda dealers of San Diego County. You can stop by and test drive the all-new redesigned 2012 Civic. And by Cox Wireless. An unbelievably fair choice is coming to wireless service. Visit unbelievablyfair.com for details. Well, the giveaway tonight was the official 2011 San Diego Padres team photo, and included is the 2012 schedule. And just checking that out, the Cubs, the Padres will go to Chicago the last days of May, 28, 29, and 30, and then the Cubs are here August 6, 7, and 8. A Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday night. There's the team photo and next year's Padres schedule. Open against the Dodgers on Thursday night, April 5th. Latos, 4 hits in his career, 2 of them home runs. Actually 4 hits this year, 1 a home run, a total of 11 in his career, and 2 home runs. Coleman sends that one outside, 2-1. So 45 pitches already for Casey Coleman. He's walked a couple. The Cubs, second half of the year, playing better ball. August and September, they're 28 and 24. And they've won 11 of their last 20 for Mike Quade. There are 19 games under 500. That one bends in for strike 3. Coleman has struck out 3.
Well, the curse of the Bambino was broken, right? The Red Sox went on to win 2 World Series titles. Now the curse of the GOAT, how long is that going to last? Hey, everybody has a bad 105 years, right? Or how many years it's been since 1908?
We've had some chances too. I mean, yeah, that Cub team that lost to the Marlins, that was pretty good club.
A lot of people tend to forget that the Cubbies won back-to-back World Championships, 07 and 08.
Yeah, you can easily overlook that, though, you know.
Easily.
And Venable falls behind on the count 0-2. He struck out the first time.
I kind of think the Red Sox winning, that's what's kind of made Cub fans a little bit less patient, because they want to see their team win. Yeah, the Red Sox waited a long time to win. They want to see the Cubs win.
Pop fly, not very high. Shortstop Castro, 2 away. Speaking of the Red Sox, they were beaten tonight by Baltimore 6-3. And Tampa Bay took out the Yankees 5-2. So with 2 games left, the Red Sox and the Rays are tied for the wild card spot. Meanwhile, Atlanta lost to Philadelphia at home tonight, and St. Louis has rallied to tie Houston in the 8th inning. If St. Louis wins, they're tied for the wild card spot. Long drive, foul, hooking down the left field line for Bartlett.
So there could be a couple of play-in games, right?
Yeah.
In the American and National League, right?
Yeah, they may have to go in a bonus game.
Yeah.
Or is it 2 out of 3 now, or do they just play
just
one
game?
Just
one game playoff.
Who'd have thought that at the beginning of this month? Red Sox had a nice side lead. Braves were up 8 games. Who'd have thought coming down the stretch that both Atlanta and Boston would struggle like they have? And you got to give Tampa and St. Louis credit. They never quit playing. They kept coming. They kept putting pressure on them.
Bartlett strikes out, and Coleman has a 1-2-3 third inning. So after 3 innings, only 1 hit in the game. That was Hudson's looping single to right. the only family in Major League history to have 3 generations of pitchers in the big leagues. Only one family. We've had some families. We've talked about father son, but grandfather, father son. There are a few families that qualify, but only one family with pitchers in 3 generations. The answer, bottom half of the inning. Latos back to the top of the order. Campana, Barney, and Castro. Sends in a strike. Slider on that inside corner to Campana, who grounded to second his first time. If you can get from home plate to first base under 4 seconds, you're fast. Here he is the first time up. Oh, needs a parachute to slow him down.
What was that, a half step?
A little less than a half step.
On a routine ground
ball.
0-2 the count. And he chases in the dirt. Hundley gets the out at first base, 2-3.
What a great pitch by Matt Latos, and knowing that he doesn't have to throw him a strike. He's got the sharp breaking ball working, and we preach throwing strikes all the time. Well, there are times when pitchers have to throw bad pitches. This is a bad pitch, but it's a good pitch for Latos because he's got him ahead. Nick Hundley does a fine job of framing it in front of him and creating the throwing lane to get him out.
In his last outing, Latos, remember, gave up only 1 hit through 5 2/3 innings at Colorado, and had a shutout into the 9th inning. Swing and a miss by Barney. The Rockies got a bloop double by Dexter Fowler and a seeing eye single from the rookie Pacheco for their run with 2 outs. And so Latos was relieved. But he was outstanding through 7 innings, allowing no runs and 2 hits. Gave up a couple of hits in the 8th, no runs, and then the 1 run in the 9th inning. 2-1.
That's our the maturity we've been talking about with Matt. I mean, here in September, he's been outstanding. And throwing strikes, working ahead, pitching with confidence. Doesn't seem to be doubt in his mind. When you watch him pitch, he seems to know what he wants to do, and he's going out and getting it done.
That's a strike. Came back with a breaking ball. That looked, well, calling it a changeup on the scoreboard, looked like an overhand curveball.
Yeah.
2-2 to Barney. That one slamming off the facing of the press box. He chases that breaking ball in the dirt. A slider. Another strikeout. 6 now for Latos. He's retired 11 in a row. Here's our leaderboard tonight, folks. Brought to you by Los Primos, home of the Monster Burrito. Get your $5 meal deal at Los Primos. 21 years of age or younger. Most hits in a season. How about Lloyd Wayner in 27? 223 hits. Alex Rodriguez, Ty Cobb, Buddy Lewis, Joe DiMaggio, Hal Trotsky, Vada Pinson, and Starlin Castro. How about that list of names to join? And here is Castro, line to center, his first time up.
Get a chance to move up that list a little bit, too, before the season ends.
Thought he had a base hit the first time up, but his line drive carried out to Maven, who made a tumbling catch in center field. Pops him up. Into foul territory is Guzman. And Latos has mowed down the Cubs in order for the 4th straight inning. Padres will bring up Guzman, Hundley, and Maben in the last of the 4th. generations to pitch in the major leagues. The Colemans. Grandfather Joe Coleman, father Joe Coleman. His name's Joe as well, but Casey Coleman. The only family in Major League history to produce pitchers at the Major League level. I saw Joe Coleman pitch with the Tigers back. The grandfather, 42 to 55. He made the All-Star team. Casey's father, Joe, he made the All-Star team as well. So they were not just ordinary pitchers. In fact, his dad once won 23 games in a season.
So no pressure for Casey.
None. Been there, done that.
Grew up with baseball, that's for certain. Yep. 2-0 the count to Maben. Yeah, or Guzman, rather.
Did have a chance to meet Casey before the game when they went out for stretch. What a good kid. And Bob Brentley, who does the color for the Chicago Cubs with Len Casper, said, you know what, he's the type of kid where you love to root for him. He's that good of a kid. And he also said, he goes, hey, Latos likes to swing the bat, doesn't he? Mm-hmm. He swings hard, doesn't he?
Slider is in there, 2-2 to Guzman. And it was his dad, Joe, who recommended that he start working from the right side of the rubber against right-handed batters, and started last time out. Guzman hits it high fairly well in left field, but moving over is the center fielder, Campana, to make the catch. So one out as Coleman matching Latos virtually pitch for pitch. He has allowed 3 base runners all in the second inning, 2 walks, but he picked off Maben and a looping single by Hudson. Here's Hundley, grounded to third his first time. Line to center, carrying though, and right to Tony Campana. That was a bullet.
Just can't hit a ball any harder than that. It's one of those things in baseball. You can go back to the bench and feel really good about that swing, that approach. You did everything you could do. You hit it right on the button, and it just happens to be right at someone.
But after a while, it's like seeing that beautifully wrapped gift box and you open it up and nothing's inside. Sure looked good. Where's the prize?
Well, they have that saying in baseball, they all seem to even out. They never do.
Maben pops it up. That should make the crowd behind home plate. Maben walked his first time, but was picked off by Coleman. Of course, the problem with hitters saying they don't even out is they don't count those little bloop singles.
No, they don't.
Those are all line drives.
You're right.
2 outs, bases empty here in the 4th. No score. Early goings of a top-notch pitchers duel. Matt Latos for the Padres and 24-year-old Casey Coleman for the Cubs. Ground ball to short. To his left is Castro. And it's a 3-up, 3-down inning for Coleman. 3 out of the 4 innings, he's retired the side in order. To the 5th inning, no score.
mid-game recap brought to you by Murray Lampert Construction. Hey, find the truth in home remodeling with Murray Lampert. See why that they're the company that you trust. Get online and visit murraylampert.com. Professor?
All right, Mark Grant with Tony Gwynn. We go to the 5th inning. Latos to Carlos Pena, the cleanup hitter, and breaking ball just misses a curveball. Pena struck out his first time. LaHare and then Clevenger to follow for the Cubs. Leads in home runs for the Cubs, 28. Way out in front.
Man, that slider has got some serious tilt to it. Usually a good slider is on the clock like 2 to 7. That was a 12 to 6 slider.
Yeah. Pena thought he was right on that. He went right over the top of it.
Checks his swing and went around. Third base umpire Ron Culpa.
They're throwing him one for a strike. He comes back with one that's not a strike. But the break on it is so tight and so good, Pena can't decide whether or not it's going to be in his zone or not.
You might see another one bounced right here.
Comes inside with a fastball, 2-2. No walks, 6 strikeouts through 4 innings for Latos. Shift on for Pena, 3 men on the right side of the infield. And the count goes full, just as it did the first time Pena hit.
Well, it's official on the south side of Chicago. Ozzie Guillen has been officially released from his contract. Gone. No Moss. So he'll probably be the Marlins manager next year because Jack McKeon announced he was retiring.
That'd be a good fit, wouldn't it?
Sure.
Full count out to Pena. And the first base runner of the game, Pena, high breaking ball, slider, leadoff walk for the Cubs in the 5th.
Well, remember last at bat, full count, beat him with a fastball.
Let's check our comparison tonight. It's brought to you by the San Diego Toyota dealers. We've got what it takes this month. Well, look at that. 39 strikeouts, only 5 walks with the free ticket he just gave to Pena. That's his 100th walk, Pena.
That wasn't a bad walk either. He just wasn't going to give in to Pena.
Brian LaHare takes it high, ball 1. 100 walks for Pena. That's the 3rd most in the National League. Joey Votto, 108, and Prince Fielder, 104. The other 2 over the century mark in free passes.
What's Jim Malone doing out in the stands?
Out of play. You know, we all travel the same suitcases that are provided by the ball club, so that there's a uniform look in all the luggage as we go city to city. And some have, you know, different name tags or some colored ribbon or whatever. You can always find Jim Malone, his flexes. It's constantly flex. It just stands there and flexes its way.
Shouldn't he be in the weight room? Throw some weights around? I know he's a big Matt Latos fan.
It's just a look-alike.
Yeah.
The count is 1 ball and 1 strike. LaHare sent pitch right to the warning path in center field. Remember, this first time up. Maben made the catch, but only a couple of feet from the top of the fence.
The last pitch was a fastball inside that he really wanted. Didn't get it.
Three and 1. Well, Latos has walked the leadoff man Pena and has fallen behind Brian LaHare, 3 and 1. Pours the fastball in there at 93.
Some of the maturity for Latos. 3-1, not going to be scared, challenging him with a fastball.
I say throw him another heater.
But here with 38 home runs in the minors, 2 with the big club, so 40 this year. Runner goes, and it's fouled away.
He did. He challenged him again with the fastball.
He was the Pacific Coast League Player of the Year, LaHare. Drove in 109 with those 38 homers. Numbers just slightly better than Anthony Rizzo of the Padres. Runner goes again, fouled away.
Well, with the breaking ball that time, the slider. Pena's getting a workout. Now, Tony, you mentioned it before. Many times, Matt Latos has thrown the bad strike, right? That's the strikeout. Wipe him out, even if taken for a strike. That was on the lower inside corner of the plate. So a good placement by Matt Latos.
Pena's not the fastest guy in the world over there at first base, and it would have given Hundley a chance to throw him out, too.
Very short lead.
He goes. And another foul.
Well, that's the third tie. So Pena is now giving that look to the third base coach like, am I going again? am I going again here?
Ivante Jesus. He played a good shortstop for the Phillies and the Cubs back in the day. Looks like he can still play. Great shape.
Looks like he's going again.
Fastball away, strike him out, throw him out.
He's going. Swung on and missed. The throw by Hundley, not in time. The throw was high. By the time Bartlett made the tag, it was up on the shoulder of Pena. 7th strikeout, but Pena a walk and a stolen base. The first player for the Cubs in scoring position tonight.
Very short lead, going at first movement, and that was a breaking ball in the dirt. And you know what? Nick Hundley did everything he could on that. Picked it out of the dirt, had to throw behind the runner. High throw. Couldn't get him, but a great effort by Nick.
And he almost got him.
Yeah.
He had no business even trying to throw Pena out on that. But he came up with it, strong throw to second, and they almost got it.
160th game of the season, the 2nd stolen base for Carlos Pena. Steve Clevenger, the shortstop turned catcher this last year or so. Let's go back to the stolen base.
He was out. He never gets to the bag. Look at Bartlett's foot. Tags him. Never made it to the bag.
Hard to see for the second base umpire, but you're absolutely right, Mark.
Oh, I love Carlos Pena with the sweet Joe Pepitone sideburns. Taking me back to the 60s and 70s with the Cubs. You guys remember Joe Pepitone?
Didn't he wear 22 at one time?
Gosh, I'd have to check that. First guy to use a hairdryer in the clubhouse. True story.
Really?
Yeah.
And then he
went to the hair hat later on.
2 balls, no strikes to Clevenger, so Latos has struggled with all 3 hitters here in the 5th inning after walking Pena. LaHare 3-2, fouled off 3 pitches before he struck out. High fly ball. Venable in left field. And Pena will return to second base. Brings up DJ LeMahieu. LeMahieu grounded to short. His only at bat. Crowds the plate, this young hitter from LSU.
Fly ball right field. Out goes Hudson into shallow right to make the catch. No runs, no hits. A man left for the Cubs. We're at the halfway mark in this one. 4.5 in the book. Only one hit in the ball game thus far.
Harrah's Rincon Casino. If a grand slam is hit this inning, folks, you know the routine. You can earn $68,500. You have to enter at 4sd.com. So good luck.
Chase Headley will start it. He walked his first and only time. Then it'll be Hudson, the only base hit of the game, Orlando Hudson, and then Hermida for the Padres against Casey Coleman. He was allowed 3 base runners, 2 walks, and a single. They came back to back to back in the second. But by picking off Maben at first base, Padres were denied a score. Change up 1-1 now to Headley. Coleman's thrown a lot of pitches going into this 5th inning. That's already 65.
I was getting up in the Cub bullpen, just kind of stretching, moving around a little bit.
Latos completing his 5 innings has tossed 71.
You know, relievers, speaking of the relievers down in the bullpen, they get a sense of where the game is going and how it's progressing, and they know guys have their certain roles. So they might stand up a little bit and stretch that arm, maybe stretch the legs a little bit. Rather be prepared, right? Rather than that phone ringing, and then you got to get up and start tossing, because who knows how quickly it can change out there for Casey Coleman.
Count goes full. Back to the good old days for Chase Headley. Count full count.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Good call.
Yeah, he worked at 3-2 and walked his first time up. Spoils a good pitch. Well, tomorrow night it'll be Anthony Bass. Tim Stauffer threw in the bullpen, threw well, but Bud Black, he fought with his decision. Wanted to give Stauffer a chance. Line drive, base hit for Headley. Leadoff man is on. Second hit allowed by Coleman. But he didn't want to risk aggravating that forearm of Stauffer. He wanted, on the other hand, to give Tim a chance to get into double figures, win his 10th game, but he figured it's best to just sit him down, shut him down for the rest of the year, and Anthony Bass will pitch tomorrow night. And he's had 2 starts, and he's gone 5 innings of both starts and pitched very well. He'll be opposed by veteran Matt Garza. He's 9-10 for the Cubs. Fresh from a complete game win.
And then to close it out on Wednesday at 5:30 game, 5 o'clock our pregame, LeBlanc and Ryan Dempster. Dempster has had as many starts as anyone in the entire National League. He was trying to bunt and sacrifice that combo there, but couldn't make contact. 0-1. His single, he dropped into right field back in the second inning.
Coleman's got a little quick move to first. So.
Yeah, he's got quick feet, doesn't he?
Headley's a guy that you give him an opportunity, he'll steal a base for you.
A different throwing action to first base, I've always felt. Quick on the bottom half, right, with your feet. Throw a dart over to first base, almost like a quarterback. From the glove to the ear, throw the dart.
Low.
You know, you use an arm swing like that, like you threw to the plate, there's no chance of getting a runner at first base.
A ball and a strike to Orlando Hudson. Padres trying to put a dent in the scoreboard. No score here in the fifth inning. Leadoff man Headley with a single. Ooh. He was going, and he was lucky that Coleman had decided not to throw to first base.
I heard somebody yell step off. 1-2, get back.
I thought he had him timed. Sometimes a good base stealer will see something and
fouled at the plate.
See something and take off early, and Headley did, but Coleman didn't go to the plate, so he's lucky enough to plant his foot and come back to first.
Struck him out on a changeup. 5 strikeouts for Coleman. And with 1 out, Jeremy Hermida, he struck out the first at bat. Another extra innings now in Houston. The Cardinals and the Astros tied at 4. Atlanta has lost, so if St. Louis can beat Houston in overtime, they'll be tied for the wild card spot with 2 games to go. And that is the situation in the American League, with Boston losing and Tampa Bay winning. They're tied with 2 to go. Pulled foul. Yeah, the Dodgers, after taking 2 out of 3 over the weekend here at Petco, on to Arizona. First at bat for Matt Kemp, 3-run homer. What a season for Kemp. So he now is the home run and RBI leader in the National League.
You know, Tony, you were mentioning how hits even out. I mean, how many, you know, it's going to be interesting to see how far behind Matt Kemp, if he doesn't win the batting title, which it's going to be a tough chance, right? How many of those hits during the season were bullets right at somebody, you know? And I know ifs and buts were candy and nuts. We all know the answer to that one. But, man.
You don't think about it at the time, but as you come down the stretch, you know, when you need to get hits, it's the mindset changes, because you're trying to do things right for the majority of the year, but now you know you need hits.
He's 1 for 3 tonight, the 3-run homer and a couple of out since. He's at 323, so
I would
highly unlikely.
Yeah, I would think he's realized that, hey, I'm not going to win the batting title part of it, but you know, I sure would like to win the home run and RBI.
And knowing that, you know, he might go 8 for his next 10 in the next 2 games, you know?
He's at the stage where he needs help, though. Ryan Braun's going to have to take some offers.
2-2 to Hermida. And speak about getting hits late in the season. On this date, 1954, young man, 23-year-old outfielder with the Giants, Willie Mays, won the batting title on the last day of the season. Fly ball to right, hit pretty well. Colvin to the warning path. just shy to make the catch. 2 away, and Latos the batter. Mays was 23, and he passed teammate Don Mueller and Duke Snyder on the final day to win the title. A fellow named Heine Manouche did the same thing. He had replaced Ty Cobb in center field with the Tigers, and on the last day of the season got 6 hits to win the batting title. 378. Yeah, Latos 2 out. Headley still at first base. You never know. Casey Coleman had a 6.64 ERA coming in. A couple of walks, a couple of singles. Good slider.
I just wonder from the Padres standpoint here offensively, if it's been different facing a guy moving from one side of the rubber to the other, because you just don't see that happen.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Ryan Braun is 1 for 1 tonight for the Brewers. His average is up to 334. Strike 3 called. Latos caught looking at a slider. 6 strikeouts for Coleman. No runs, a hit. Man left. The Padres leave their third, and after 5, all goose eggs. Official email newsletter. Get exclusive ticket deals, inside the clubhouse stories, discounts on Padres merchandise, and much more. Keep in touch with the Padres during the offseason. Sign up for the San Diego Padres Friar Wire. It's free at Padres.com. Matt Latos has allowed 1 base runner. The walk to Carlos Pena as he goes to the slab here in the 6th inning. Tyler Colvin, pitcher Coleman, and then Campana, the leadoff man. 3 left-handed hitters. Chop foul. Colvin, one of 7 men to be struck out by Latos tonight. His high for this year is 9, and his career high 10 strikeouts.
Matt just looks sure of himself tonight. Started him off with a breaking ball.
And another pulled foul. We were talking about Pepitone's number. It was 25, not 22. Didn't want people to go to bed tonight worrying about what his number was. Hair dryer. That's interesting you brought that up. That's on the outside corner, strike 3. Colvin, in the words of Ernie Harwell, caught window shopping.
And you know, Matt Latos may have gotten a break there on that call off the plate, but that's a hang with him. Stay right back out there.
8 strikeouts, and here's Coleman. He struck out swinging first time. Oh, he takes a good rip at it. Hard to believe he has only 5 hits in his career and 43 at bats.
That's what Mud was talking about, is being aggressive early in the camp, looking for that first pitch fastball. Colvin was looking for one, got a breaking ball. Here Coleman got one up and out over the plate.
Breaking ball hangs high. Fouled. 1-2.
Mr. Coleman's got his one fastball. He's going to get this at bat. Took a shot at it, fouled it off, and he's not going to see another one.
Just don't leave that breaking ball up in the zone.
Wastes the fastball high, 95.
That one had some hair on it, 95.
That ball hit well to right center field, and it's up the alley. All the way to the fence. Hermida chases it down. Coleman turning at second. He's going to try for 3. Here's the relay, and he's in there. The pitcher has the first hit of the game off Latos, and it's a ringing 3-bagger.
You said it, Mud. You just didn't want to hang it.
Breaking ball for a strike in the zone, speeds up the bat of Coleman. Look at that. On contact, that ball looks like it's middle in. I'm sure Matt's kind of kicking himself. But it's not the pitch. As I always say, it's not the pitch, it's the location of the pitch. If that one's down around the shoe tops, hey, he probably swings over the top of it and misses it.
Like he did the first time.
Right.
6th major league hit for Coleman, his first triple. And now the infield draws in with this speedy leadoff hitter, Campana, up. Trying to cut down the run at the plate. So Latos, a no-hit ball through 5 1/3. And wouldn't you know, the opposing pitcher gets the first hit. There's no doubt about it. A line drive triple. Bunted. Latos will go to first base in time. So it wasn't the safety squeeze. Coleman at third may have missed a sign. Or maybe it was just Campana trying to beat out a hit, but it's a curious play by Campana.
I don't really like that play right there.
I don't either. And as we take a look, Coleman, as soon as that ball is struck, he kind of holds his ground a little bit.
Nice job by Chase Headley.
But did you see the runner look back? I think he may have thought something. As Campana was running to first base, he kind of looked back to see what the action was, if in fact he was going. That's what I assessed from that.
I think he's running on his own right there.
So he may be just looking back to see if he were okay.
He was going to try to score on that. Chase Headley did a great job of letting Latos know that the runner was not going. So Matt never hesitated, picked it up, and went right to first base.
Not out of the woods yet. 2 outs with Coleman at third. Darwin Barney fouls it back. He struck out both at bats. One and one the count. Rides the fastball outside at 95. Fly ball to right. Right at Hermida. Couple of steps over. And the inning's over. So much for the no-hitter, but Latos denies the run as Coleman stranded at third as he got Campana and Barney to end the inning. Box score is brought to you by Discount Tire, where America saves on tires. Phillies beat the Braves, so if the Cardinals win, they're tied with Atlanta for the wild card, playing the worst team in baseball, the Houston Astros, with only 55 wins and 104 losses, and the Astros knock them down 5-4. So Atlanta, with 2 games left, has a 1-game advantage, while the Red Sox and Rays are dead even at 89 and 71. 2 games to see who gets in the playoffs, maybe a third.
And as a Padre fan, we all know about game 163, huh?
Yeah. That one went, what, 12 or 13 innings? 13.
This didn't turn out the way we wanted it to turn out.
That was gut-wrenching. That was tough.
You know, my son had a lot to do with that. So
yeah, in the Milwaukee, that triple in Milwaukee. Did you scold him at all for that?
I secretly gave him a hard time for that.
No score. Here's Venable to lead off. It's bottom of the 6th inning with Bartlett and Guzman to follow. 2 singles for the Padres, Hudson and Headley. A 1-base hit for Chicago, the triple by Coleman. Hit well to right center field. A long run for Campana. That ball is gone. Touch 'em all. Will Venable goes the distance on his 8th home run of the year. And the Padres lead at 1-0.
Will looked like he was a little bit out in front of this, but see, he caught that nicely on the outside part of the plate and drove it out of here straight away center field.
I think that is Will Venable's strong point. That down and away, outer third, down that he can go and get.
I agree.
Yeah, you're right. It didn't look like he had his full weight behind it. He was a little bit in front and still had enough bat action to drive it over 400 feet for the home run.
That's his strength.
Yeah, plenty strong in there.
Jason Bartlett, the count 1-0. Takes a strike on the slider.
The lesson to be learned there is see how little effort he put into that swing.
Up the middle, Coleman knocks it down, and there's one away. So 1-0 the score, and that brings back other memories that are not so pleasant, recent memories. Last year, final home series of the season. Padres just a game behind San Francisco. Cubs come in, a team that the Padres had swept in Chicago, and the Cubs won 3 out of 4. Remember, 2 1-0 shutouts for Chicago.
Yep.
And that was the dagger. The Padres still got to the final game of the year before losing to the Giants up in San Francisco. But Mike Quaddy's Cubs were the ones that really spoiled the fun. First pitch, a strike to Guzman. Flight out twice.
It's tough at this level to win those games. You got to win, and that's what the Red Sox and the Braves are feeling right now too. They had huge leads, and now when they need to win a game, they just haven't been able to do it. And here come the Cardinals, here come Tampa Bay.
And then the Baltimores and the Houstons of the world rise up and knock you off.
Free and easy. That's their World Series.
Spins that one well outside. 2 balls and a strike. Guzman with Hundley on deck. Venables home run to center field. The first run of the game. That one pulled down the left field line of fear. That's trouble. And that one rattles around the wall. Guzman to second. It might have touched someone in the crowd. Yes, it did. That's a ground rule double. Guzman hammers a 2-base hit into the left field corner with 1 out. Chance to pick up another run.
Well, I'm not going to say that this is the case for Casey Coleman, but remember, he did hit a triple. He was busting his tail around those bases. Now he's got to go back out as we see that ball hit the bricks on the bounce. It's a good old-fashioned ground rule double, and he might need a little breather.
I'll go back to the at-bat before. He got Guzman to fly out to left field on a breaking ball that he just missed. And this time he stayed back on that breaking ball, lined it down there in the left field corner for a double.
So Mark Riggins, the pitching coach, going out to have a little chat with Casey Coleman.
Josh Gobb, a lefty, and Rafael Dolis, a right-hander, are warming up. Plate umpire Jim Wolf trying to hurry things along. So a 1-out double by Guzman after Venable had led off this 6th inning with a home run. Hundley and Maiden will try to get in that second run. Hundley grounded to third and lined sharply to center field.
Homemade sign, gotta love it.
Yo.
Willie, we know that Willie rocks.
Fastball for a strike to start Hundley.
I'll tell you what, give a kid a cardboard box and they'll have hours of fun.
Your Christmases must really be exciting.
Hey.
Swing and a miss.
Remember Dad getting that new water heater? Remember the big cardboard boxes? You take that thing, you keep it intact, you blow out the ends, you go rolling down the hill in it. Like a big tire. Oh, yeah, those were the days. Hey, Jeff rocks, too. Andrew? What up, my brother? Sweet salad. That's awesome.
Up high, 1-2.
As I look at Campana in center field, just a shade, not much, just a shade to the shortstop side of second base, and Nick Hundley's power. Where's he been hitting the ball recently with some authority? Right center field, right?
Checks his swing and able to hold back. 2-2.
If he can get a Casey Coleman pitch outer half of the plate and drive it that way, that would spell another run.
Last time up, he hit a ball, right at Campana.
Yeah.
Couldn't have played him any better. Right at him.
Guzman leads from second. 1 out. Struck him out. Went back to the fastball, 89. 7 strikeouts for Coleman.
Not the best hack here from Nick. I'm guessing he was maybe thinking something else.
I think he didn't think that ball was going to be a strike. It didn't recognize that two-seam action. It came back on the outside part to try to foul it off.
Coleman last outing, his best outing, struck out 8. And that's going to be the final batter that he faces here tonight. As his pitch count up to 97.
I think that's a trainer out there.
Well, maybe not. Maybe he is going to stay.
Unless Mike Quaddy grew a beard with him the next couple hours and took his hat off. Yeah, now the manager is out there with him.
Maybe he hurt himself, like you said, right on that triple that he hit the half inning before. The trainer came out to check on him to see what's going on. This probably won't count as a visit. He wants if he stays in there.
Gonna stay. Well, Cameron Maben was walked and grounded to short as the hitter. 2 out. Guzman at second. One 0 Padres on Venable's 8th home run of the year to lead off the 6th inning. Slider. Ripped into the left field corner. Fair ball. Guzman scores. Maben to second. It's 2-0 San Diego. .39th RBI of the year for Maben. Left the bat. Didn't look as if that's going to hang fair, but it just did stay in fair territory.
He tried to throw a fastball on the outside corner and made a mistake in. And Maben did not miss it.
Pitching change now for Chicago, and it's brought to you by the Law Tigers, San Diego's motorcycle injury lawyers who ride. Your home base for great auto loan rates and all-star service. Find out more at missionfed.com. Young man making his major league debut. Goalies. Those are his numbers at AA Tennessee with the Smokies. First pitch to Chase Headley in the dirt. Ball 1. So Coleman through 5 innings had given up only a couple of singles, but a home run and a pair of doubles here in the Padres 6th inning and a 2-0 San Diego lead. Maben out at second base. Headley punches that one foul. He's walked and singled tonight.
Pretty good hack at that fastball right there. Got in the head and it can't.
He's just getting warmed up too. That last fastball, 93. He can get up about 98. Also throws a slider and a changeup. A couple of different type of sliders. One kind of, you'll get me over early, and then go for the kill with that one with a good bite to it.
6'4" and angular 215. A little late on the swing. Good contact, but foul.
There's times you get a chance to face a guy making his debut. You really want to see if he can get that breaking ball up. You really want to see if he can throw his changeup or something off speed for a strike. Because if he couldn't, he could sit on that fastball.
There's the breaking ball in on the hands, a slider.
Dolis signed as a shortstop, so he converted to the mound. Had Tommy John surgery in 08. And he was actually the Double-A closer. I can see how he has closer stuff.
It's a fair ball. And the late flip by the first baseman Pena to the pitcher Dolis covering, and that's it for the Padres in the 6th. But 2 runs on 3 extra base hits. The big one, Venable, home run to center field, 2-0. Padres baseball brought to you by Permadontics, Southern California's premier dental implant center. By MTS. MTS moves me. And by Cadillac. Visit your San Diego County Cadillac dealer for an attractive lease or purchase offer. Petco Park on a Monday night. First of 3 to wrap up the season. The Padres and Cubs, and Matt Latos working on a 1-hitter. The only hit, Casey Coleman's triple. Now has a 2-run advantage to lean on. Starlin Castro, Pena, and LaHare, middle of the lineup for the Cubs here in the 7th. Change up, and way out in front was Castro. He's lined to center and fouled to first. So Coleman goes 5 2/3, 2 runs, both earned, 5 hits, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts. Line drive, base hit. Castro with his 204th base hit of the season. Leads the National League, and it will lead at the end of the year.
He got on top of a high fastball and lined it in the left field. It's going to work to get on top of that ball. That's hard to do. He's right on top of it, lined it in left field for a base hit.
Brings up Pena, leading home run threat for the Cubs. With Castro hitting .307 and Aramis Ramirez hitting .306. The Cubs are the only National League team with 2 men in the top 10 in batting. Ramirez has a mild quad pull. They expect he'll be available for pinch hitting duty and might start tomorrow night. He's one of those rich Cubs. He has an $18 million option if they want to keep him next year. And Soriano, who's not in the lineup, has 3 more years at $18 million a year. You add that up, but it's more than the entire budget for the Padres this year for the whole team.
Interesting to see what happens to the Cubs as they move forward. Who the general manager is going to be, what kind of changes they're going to make to this roster.
Breaking ball has Pena out in front, 0-2.
Well, you look at Soriano's deal. You can't trade him, can you? Nobody's going to pick up that contract.
You're going to eat a lot of that.
Exactly.
I think,
And is Ramirez somebody going to pick him up at $18 million? I mean, the Cubs included.
Ramirez is a guy that would have some interest, but not at that price tag, I think. And he's still a good player.
0-2. Out of play. Latos with a 2-0 lead here in the 7th, but a leadoff single by Castro. Get things started for the Cubs. The man at first, the Padres can't use the full shift on Pena. There goes Castro. Big jump. Hundley's throw. Safe. Second stolen base for the Cubs tonight.
Castro got a huge jump. Again, Nick Hundley does all he could do right here. You see Castro with a great jump.
22nd steal for the 21-year-old shortstop.
Nick's throw is right on the bag. So we'll get that left hand in there.
1-2 now to Pena with the man in scoring position. Rips that one foul. Slider that Pena jumped on out in front.
Yeah, got to keep that one out of the zone, especially to Pena. That's when you try to throw for a ball.
See the 10 on the right sleeve of all the Cubs in honor of Ron Santo, who passed away this year. Santo also the featured cover player on the media guide for Chicago, beloved third baseman and broadcaster. Curveball, and it's fouled at the plate.
We were talking earlier tonight about Pena and how many times he walks. And with his eye, you would just expect him to be a much better hitter than a 227 batting average. He's got power to all fields. He's really got a nice strike. He's just committed to hitting on one half of the field.
That's fouled all the way upstairs behind home plate.
So you think that he might be one of those hitters who's got one type of swing in mind and hoping for one result.
There you go.
Rather than trying to use everything.
He's a guy that early in his career I thought had the ability to use the whole field, but sometimes in this game you got to find out, figure out what it is you do best. And what he does best is he'll wait to try to get a pitch to hit, and when he does, he can hit it a long way to any part of the ballpark. But with that, there's going to be negatives, 100 and whatever number of strikeouts that he's got, a 227 batting average. He's a Gold Glove caliber defender.
1-2. Up high, you saw Luke Gregerson starting to warm up in the Padre bullpen as Latos has reached 95 on the pitch count.
And when you describe a hitter like that, that's exactly what a pitcher wants to pitch against, the guy who's got one thing in mind, because then you can exploit that.
Absolutely.
And pitch him a certain way, and then the result is the 220 hitter.
You just don't want to make a mistake.
Exactly. You still have to execute your pitches, but you know exactly what he has in mind, and that's one thing.
Fouls that one. Changeup. Shift is on. Bartlett has moved over 10 feet on the second base side of the bag, with Hudson playing shallow in right field. Guzman deep at first. Headley, the lone figure on the left side of the diamond. He's playing almost the normal third base position. Two balls, two strikes to Carlos Pena. Got him. Tried to check his swing, but went around. 9th strikeout. That matches Lato's top total for this year. Coming up, the San Diego Hyundai dealers. 7th inning stretch. You get more MPG, more value, and double the warranty. Shop online at San Diego Hyundai Dealers.com. Brian LaHare deep out to center. Maben backed up right to the wall to reach up and make the catch, and then struck out in the 5th inning. Castro at second, 1 out. Starts him with a breaking pitch in for a strike.
Boy, Matt, I know we said this before. He's got electric stuff.
Yeah.
Doesn't he?
Yeah.
And we see him every 5th day. So, you kind of get immune to it, right? Because you're used to seeing it. But when you get right down to it, you look at all of his pitches, just electric.
There goes Castro, and the pitch is fouled away.
He had that base stolen. Don't you think?
Yep. Going back to his stuff. I mean, the pitch he struck Pena out. I mean, the guts to not throw it first strike. We talked about making a mistake and locating the ball. He threw that ball exactly where he wanted to throw it and got Pena to chase it to get the strikeout.
100th pitch coming up from the right-hander from Coconut Creek, Florida. Latos off the mound to field and flip for the out. Castro moves to third. There's 2 gone.
Another sign of Latos' maturity there. As that ball was hit, he let Guzman know, hey, I got it. So Guzman didn't have to come in to get it. He went right to the bag.
So Castro stands at third with 2 gone, and Steve Clevenger, the catcher, grounded to short and fly to left. Major league debut for Clevenger. That one hangs high. Hundley races out of his crouch and yells something out to Latos, falling behind 2-0. Cubs trying to get on the board. They left Coleman stranded at third after his 1-out triple in the last inning. Castro over there now. High pop up. Back of home plate. Hundley tosses the mask and makes the catch. No runs, a hit, a man left at third. Stretch half of the 7th at Petco. Latos and the Padres lead at 2-0. Cam shot brought to you by Mossy Ford and Mossy Toyota. Visit us in Pacific Beach or online at mossy.com. With Mark Grant and Hall of Famer Tony Gwynn, Dick Enberg here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Padres leading 2-0. Fans having a good time as always. Padres and Cubs, some Chicago folks here to cheer on the North Siders.
Elvis is in the house.
Elvis isn't happy right now.
No.
The Cubs start tonight 70 and 89. Should the Padres win tonight, they'll have identical records, 70 and 90. So Rafael Dolis, who came in to get the final out in the 6th inning, will face Hudson Hermida, and the pitcher's spot. We'll see if Leto stays in the game. When you think about Matt Latos, he finished last year perhaps a little tired. He was the ace of the team, had that tremendous run in the middle of the year, 15 games where he allowed 2 runs or less. And then he went 0-5, and then the sore shoulder in spring training and the late start. It went 0-5 to start this year, so 10 straight losses. And I think it's really a mark of his growing belief in himself, his maturity, that he's been able to rally from a rough start this year.
Yeah, I totally agree. Last year, put this in your pipe and smoke it. Last year, 184 innings pitched, right? And he had that finish, like you mentioned, Dick. 0-5, an ERA of 8. This year, he's surpassed 184. He's at 187 and beyond. So I think it's just a conditioning thing. He's getting used to getting the ball every 5th day. He's getting stronger. And that's a good sign.
Yep. Now he's going to be the ace of the rotation. He's your #1 guy. Yep. And in talking with Bud Black tonight, right away he said, you got Latos, you got Lupke, and you got Stauffer. You got 3 solid pitchers to start. Then there'll be a battle. Who gets the other positions in the rotation? And the young guy pitching tomorrow night, Anthony Bass. Here's somebody that can go both in the bullpen and as a starter. So it's an important start for Bass tomorrow night.
He hadn't hurt himself, that's for sure. Pitching as well as he's pitched. Getting an opportunity to start a game before the season ends, no question is going to leave a thought in Buddy Black's mind.
But you think about that, last year at this time, you certainly wouldn't have put Lupke in the formula, would you? And now he belongs. He's pitched his way into the conversation.
And that's a good option to have next year, going in where you can pick from 8 to 10 guys that are, who's going to be in the rotation. And that's a good problem to have.
Go compete, go get it.
How will Clayton Richard come back from his injury and his surgery? Dustin Mosley pitched way beyond his record. He pitched a lot of good games and didn't get any credit for it. Got no hitting. Struck him out on the 3-2 fastball at 95. First strikeout for Dolis, his first major league strikeout.
How about that heavy sinker at 95? The action on that pitch, my goodness. Watch the trap door. Watch the action on this pitch. That's 95.
Just real deliberate. Doesn't really come at you with a lot of stuff. Just nice and easy through the zone, and then, wow, that ball is on you.
Hermida is struck out and fly to right. Aaron Cunningham is on deck, so apparently Latos has completed his work tonight. 7 innings of 2-hit shutout ball. (3-0).
Boy, that, Tony, I just watched that last delivery from Dolis. That is easy gas at 96. It doesn't even look like he's put much effort into it. And that ball was clocked at 96.
Over but low, a 4-pitch walk to Hermida. First base runner allowed by young Dolis. And here's Cunningham to bat for Latos. Cunningham, 3rd home run of the year this week. watching him take batting practice tonight, with manager Black, and this young guy's a dilemma. I mean, he really has better than average power.
Yeah.
He just can translate that. Well, you watch him take batting practice, and he's hitting line drive home runs. If he could ever bring that into game play for Randy Reddy and Bud Black, then there's a spot to help the Padres. Fastball strike. So Lato, 7 innings. Shutout ball, 2 hits. A triple and a single.
Dick, you can make the same comparison for pitchers. You go down there and watch a guy throw a bullpen, and he just looks nasty, right? Stuff's moving, hitting the spots. Believe me, I threw a lot of no-hitters in the bullpen.
Led the league, huh?
Oh, I was Cy Young Award winner.
Who knew? Lato just 1 walk and 9 strikeouts. A terrific outing for the 23-year-old. Ground ball toward the hole, but cut off by the third baseman. They get 1 there, and back to first for the double play. Around the horn from LeMahieu to Barney to Pena. The Padres are out in the 7th inning, 2-0 after 7. Of choice, you can enjoy that here at Petco Park. Located near Section 106, Wines at the Park, presented by Donovan's. Offers a selection of champagne, white and red wines for sale by the bottle and by the glass. And you fans can purchase that bottle. They put it in a nice plastic carafe. Plastic glasses, they're not those flimsy kind you barely touch and they crack and break. And you go to your seat and enjoy a sip of claret or Chardonnay, and we've got some French and California wines. A nice addition to our ballpark out on the main concourse between home and third base, Section 106. Chad Qualls, the busiest of Padre pitchers this year, his 76th outing.
One thing that jumps out to me is the lack of walks. 18 walks in 72 and a third innings pitch for the veteran right-hander.
They'll face LeMahieu, Colvin, and the pitcher's spot here in the 8th inning for Chicago. Starts him with a slider. LeMahieu grounded to short, popped to second tonight. There's that heavy sinker, 1-1. Slider 1-2.
He's got it working, T. What is it? Turbo sinker.
Sinker.
That was a turbo slider. Can it go both turbo, sinker, and slider?
It's got the heavy ball.
Slider here.
Got him. Oh, heavy, heavy. That's the 10th Cub to strike out tonight. Latos got 9 of them.
Once again, straight down the tilt on that almost looked like a backup, didn't it?
Look, that's a heavy ball. It's a tough ball to get some lift on. Most of the time you hit that, you're going to beat it right in the ground. Not a whole lot you could do with that.
Brings up the struggling left-handed hitting right fielder Tyler Colvin, up twice, struck out twice. And the first pitch strike with a slider. Pulled sharply on 2 hops to Guzman, 2 away.
That's exactly what you were talking about, Tony. The tilt on that slider, beat it into the ground.
That's exactly what he wants. Go ahead. Take your best hack at this. Because when you hit it, that's usually where it's going to go. It's going to go on the ground somewhere. And sometimes he's not going to put it in a good spot, and they're going to beat it in the ground, and it's going to get through for a base hit. But he'll take that all day long. You throw that slider, and he beats it in the ground. That's exactly what he wants.
Veteran Blake DeWitt will pinch hit for the pitcher Rafael Dolis, former Dodger. There are his numbers, 5 home runs. Just missed. First pitch slider. Bases empty, 2 outs here in the 8th. The Padres with a 2-0 lead. One and one. That's the sinker. If you're just joining us, scoreless tie going into the bottom of the 6th inning. Venable led off with a home run over the center field wall. With 1 out, Guzman doubled, and with 2 away, Maven doubled into the left field corner to bring in Guzman for the 2nd run. Maven a couple of nice catches as well tonight. Ground ball left side, tough play Bartlett. He backhands the long throw. In time. Just does nail DeWitt on a close play at first. Falls, retires the side in order, and Bartlett with a fine play deep in the hole. Jenny Kavnar and Bob Scanlon will hold the fort. Saquon Casino, I understand they've remodeled $75 million out at Saquon. Get away for the day at Saquon Casino. New pitcher is Josh Gobb. G-A-U-B. John Gobb. His friends call him Josh. One of the youngsters called up September.
You got to tell that story, Professor. Chuck Tanner, right? Howard Cosell.
Yeah, Will Venable leads off. Homered his last time. First run on the board and fouls it away. Cosell was calling a celebrity tennis match with Arthur Ashe, West Side Tennis Club in New York. And Roscoe Tanner, the big left-handed serving tennis player, was playing in the feature match. Swing and a miss, 1-2. And Howard Cosell was doing the play-by-play, not exactly tennis aficionado, but then Howard did know everything and kept calling Roscoe Tanner Chuck Tanner, who was the Pirates manager and of course a great leader. And Arthur Ashe is just a gentle, most wonderful guy. He wasn't going to correct Howard Cosell. Well, they finally got to the second set. He was still calling him Chuck Tanner. 2-2 here to Venable. Foul back. And so Arthur gently says, Howard, excuse me, it isn't Roscoe Tanner. I mean, it isn't Chuck Tanner. It's Roscoe Tanner. And without missing a beat, Cosell said, I know that, Arthur, but all his friends call him Chuck.
That's perfect.
So 3-2 to Venable. Well, he had his critics did, Howard Cosell, but he probably opened the door for sportscasters wider than any one man. Pulled to the right side. Venable legging it up the line, but can't quite beat the little toss from second baseman Barney. One away here in the 8th. Jason Bartlett is 0 for 3, steps up. The southpaw Gobb was acquired by the Cubs from Cleveland back in 2008 for Mark DeRosa. Came up September 6th. Was 4-4 with 7 saves at AAA Iowa. Pretty good action on that fastball, 92.
He throws in the mid-90s. Also throws a slider and a curve.
Line to right center, but not hit that hard, and it dies into the glove of Tyler Colvin for the second out. The attendance tonight on this Monday, 26,433 at Petco. Raises the season's total to 2,071,000. Guzman, 2 fly ball outs and a line double into the left field corner. Scored the second Padre run when Maben followed with a double in the left field corner himself. Gets it up there, 92 again. Guzman, one of the better hitters in the league against left-handed pitching. Two and 0.
There's another guy that's opened up some eyes. Just been tremendous. Runners in scoring position. Has shown he can handle the bat. He's been okay on the defensive end.
Line drive. Whoa, get out of the way. Guzman's second hit tonight. A screaming line drive back through the box.
And that's what I'm talking about. He just gets himself in good hitters counts, and it's short, and he really doesn't care where it goes. He just wants to square it up and hit it hard.
And that's a perfect example of, as Mike Quaddy looks like he's going to make a change. He has different swings according to the different counts. He uses the whole field.
Right.
That was no lob against Gobb, and he's out. And Ramon Ortiz jogs in, the new pitcher for the Cubs with 2 outs, and Guzman at first here in the 8th inning. 2-0 Padres. veteran Ramon Ortiz, 37-year-old, the runner going, and easily stealing is Guzman. Yeah, he'll surprise you with the stolen bases. He's got 9 this year.
Well, Ortiz comes into the game, doesn't really pay him any attention whatsoever. He does the smart thing and gets himself in the scoring position, and hopefully Padres could add some insurance.
So in scoring position for Nick Hundley to add an insurance run here in the Padres 8th.
Oh, get the starter's pistols out. I mean, my goodness, he was off and running, huh?
Good job.
Yeah.
Hundley has the count in his favor, 2-0. Well, the Brooklyn Dodgers back in the day had Sal the Barber Magley, and this is Ramon the Barber Ortiz. He owns a barber shop in his native Dominican Republic. 3-0 to Hundley. Line drive, foul.
Hey, you know, think about it. Having a barber shop, you get a good clientele, tell a friend, hair's always growing. Right?
How about you?
Mine's growing. It's just I'm shaving it.
Oh, okay. you go broke if you had a household full of guys like you.
Exactly.
Well, you could get a shave.
Go
get a
yeah.
shave.
Shaving a haircut, 2 bits.
3-1 to Hundley. Ooh, fooled him with the slider. Best part about being a barber is you know everyone's business. They just sit down and they know about you know especially a little village I grew up. You know, barber, 800 people in town. I mean, he knew everything. Bob Wan. You want to know what's going on in Little Armada, Michigan? Go down the barber shop. Even the boys would hang around. You know.
Who was your barber?
Bob Wan. I remember his name.
Mr. Rakowski was mine.
Mr. Gwynn was mine.
Really? Your dad cut your hair? Really?
Cut our hair.
Nice.
3-2 to Hundley. Fly ball right at the center fielder, and Campana squeezes the out. Padres gone in the 8th. Solid single by Guzman. He's left at second. To the top of the 9th. 2-0 San Diego.
Hey, Padre fans, go see the Lord of the Rings in concert on October 13th. It's at the Valley View Casino Center. That's 3500 Sports Arena Boulevard. This event combines the epic film with a live musical performance by the Munich Symphony. Tickets are available through Ticketmaster.com or at the box office. Mr. Enberg.
All right, Heath Bell comes on. Trying to ring the bell here in a 2-0 Padre lead. Looking for his 43rd save of the season. Bell, who will celebrate his birthday the day after the final game on Thursday, number 34 for Heath. He'll face Campana, Barney, and Castro in the top of the 9th inning for the Cubs. Campana 0 for 3. Ground out, strikeout, tried to bunt his way on, and thrown out by starter Matt Latos, who stands to win the game. It'd be his 9th of the year.
Oh, Zap getting a little low out there from some of the fans. Nice.
First pitch strike to Campana.
Is that John's mom and sister enjoying the ball game?
Squares and takes. Headley drawn in at third base. Falls goes an inning. 3 up, 3 down. Struck out a man. Breaking ball in there.
Good one. Mid fastball, mid 90s fastball. Comes back with a breaking ball at 80. Perfect spot.
Whoa, watch out. And rattles into the dugout of the Cubs. They're all gathered over in that far corner, and that's just where he shot that ball. One ball, 2 strikes, Tony Campana. Struck him out. Curveball gets him, and the out recorded at first. Eleven strikeouts by Padre pitching tonight.
Well, this ball actually bounced out in front of home plate about a good 1.5 feet.
This happened a couple of times tonight where Latos did it a few times through that breaking ball. The quick breaker, not for a strike.
Hey, when you throw it early in the count for a strike, the hitter's got that in his mind. They see break and they says, oh, I got to protect.
Barney has been struck out twice and fly to right. Hits that one right at Guzman. 2 away. No problem, Jesus. Down to their final out, Starlin Castro, the National League leader in base hits. He's got one tonight, one of the 2 hits for the Cubs. He's got the hit total locked up to lead the National League this year. 204. One out away from the Padres' 10th shutout of the season. Cubs have been shut out 10 times. Line drive single to left field his last time for Castro. They play him the other way. Maven swung over into right center. A ball and a strike. Two and one. How about Latos? So Colorado goes 2 outs into the 9th inning, allows just 1 run. Tonight he goes 7 innings of 2-hit shutout ball. That's the way to finish your year. Now Bell trying to finish the business. Right, 2-2. Little 95-mile-an-hour Hummer. Tried to throw another fastball by him. 96. Outside corner, not by much. Had a little extra on it, didn't he? 97.
Yes, he did.
That's as fast as he's thrown a pitch all season long.
And that was a ball. That was clearly off the plate.
Let's see if he'd chase it. Turn it up a notch and see if maybe he'd chase it.
High fly ball. Will it stay in play? It's slicing toward the bullpen on the right field side and just out of the field of play into that first row. A dicey spot here in the ninth inning with a good hitter up, Castro, and a home run hitter on deck. Padres 2-0.
You see Castro likes that ball up in the zone. Chased it a couple of times tonight.
Up and away, he could do something with it, but if he throws something up and in for a strike, for him to get that bat out in front and pull that ball, I just couldn't see him doing that. What do you think he's going to throw here?
I think he's going to throw the fastball.
Me too.
Oh. Ground ball to short. Bartlett fields, throws, ball game over. Padres win it 2-0. Heath Bell rings up another save, his 43rd of the season. Matt Latos